Hello, everybody. Give me just a minute to kind of clear my energy out just some before I get started. Palo Santo, as y'all already know, I do this, to clean my energy. And this time I decided to do it with you all present so that you can see that I do clean my aura. And I will make a prayer over this today, okay? This is what is called Easter Sunday, right? Ishtar Day, let's be honest, Ishtar. And it is also the same happened to Inanna. Hello, I'm Inanna. Ishtar, morning star. Lucifer, the morning star. Jesus, the morning star. Which was Isis, the morning star. All the same person. Isis has over 10,000 names. All right? And Nana was the one that she was crucified just like Yahshua. Okay? Florida water. In church we used olive oil. Right? They would bless us on the head before they prayed with olive oil. Well, I'm using the Florida water. All right, and for my throat chakra, to protect me at this point in time from those that would wish for me to still keep my mouth shut. Okay, so I humbly come to the throne of grace of the Divine Mother and Father, the universe over as a whole. I honor you. I honor my ancestors, those of the benevolent spirits. I honor my spirit guides, my angelic team. I even honor those that are of the darker side. I thank you all for your guidance. I thank you all for your protection. I thank you all for your comfort, for being here for me when no one else may be. I thank you. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your uplifting. I thank you. I'm sorry. I thank you. I thank you. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for all that you have done. I'm grateful for all that you will do and all that you are currently doing. I call upon all the spirits of my ancestors, the legion of you. I ask that you will endow me with your gifts. I call back my power from the north, the south, the west, and the east. I call back all that belongs to me, my inheritance. I call back all that has been duly taken from me. And as I deliver this divine message from the Divine Mother and Father on today, as I deliver this message on this Ishtar Sunday, I ask that you will help me, guide me with the words to say, how to say it, how to be showing love, even in this time, even with this message, showing love. And the message being about forgiveness once again, being the one to forgive. So I thank you. I praise your holiest of names in all ways. Ashe. All right. So I've titled this one, people, Forgive them, Father, for they know not. And we all know that the scripture is Luke 23:34, when Yahusha, or as some would like to be, Jesus Christ, was hanging on that tree. I'm not even going to say a cross. He was hanging on a tree. And he says in verse 34 of the 23rd scripture of Luke, "Then said Yahusha, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots." Okay? We all know the story. We know the story of how he got there. We know the story from what it's telling us in the Bible about how he got there, and everything. So, well and good. It was not a good experience for him. We know that. He was beaten, bruised. His beard was pulled out of his face. He had a crown of thorns placed on his head and pushed down so that the thorns went into his skull cap. We know he was pierced in his side. We know he was nailed to this tree, is what they said, right? So these are the atrocities, not to mention the beating that he took. You know, if you even see the movie of Mel Gibson was the director, I believe, of this movie, or the producer or something of the movie. It was The Passion. I believe it was The Passion of the Christ or something like that. It was one of my favorites, okay? Every year I would watch it for Easter, okay? And it always triggered me. Because of the atrocities that they would do to someone like that. You know, just tear up somebody, regardless of what they may or may not have done. I believe what they showed in that movie was very barbaric, and being that we find out when you start searching and researching history that those were the types of things that they used to punish people. They were some barbaric people, and they continue to be barbaric. They were all the way barbaric to the colonization of our people. Okay, so we also know that, I don't care what you want to say, Jesus didn't go around talking about he was a Jew. Jesus didn't go around talking about he was a Christian. Jesus didn't go around saying he was Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, or anything. He literally taught love. Honor your father and your mother. Worship God the Father only, and that's what he was saying, you know, worship him only, right? And then, you know, just do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Live your life right. That's what he was teaching love. And everybody says that they worship Jesus, right? And he even would tell you, don't worship me. But yet and still, we worship you, oh God, right? That's what I was taught. And even though his words in the Bible say don't worship me. But see, they also said the new thing was that when he went down to hell and got the keys to heaven and hell, to the keys to hell, that he came back talking about worship him now. You can worship me now. Okay? That's in the Bible. Okay? But like I say, and I'm always say it, that was a different persona. Okay? That was a different persona. We'll talk about this later. But today, it is basically about, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Okay? Father, forgive them, for they know not. All right. I've been channeling a couple of songs. This is going to be a two-parter because I am going to come back with the other part about forgiveness, the other story, the other lesson about forgiveness. And so I'm going to use one of the songs with that lesson. And that song was Alicia Keys, Pray for Forgiveness, okay? I'm going to use that one with the other lesson. I actually tried to do that lesson, was it Thursday? Thursday, I think. After I had to do that lesson, and my battery here went out. It got low, and I, couldn't get back to it. Okay, so I changed it up, and it's like, well, maybe that part of the lesson, I can do that later, because we are here at this Easter Sunday. And I don't know why it just felt so. Things feel different this year in 2025. If you don't understand anything that I'm saying, and I may be rambling on, but 2025, it really feels different. And I think about resurrection a lot. Okay, I did a message about the earth being visited by the death angel a couple of weeks back or so. 555. And I had the visit with the death angel. So I've been really thinking about resurrection and ascension, and being that I am going through my Kundalini ascension, my Kundalini rising and ascending and all of that jazz, what better time to think about, to reflect on forgiveness, because at the end of the day, I don't have to forgive anybody for what they did to me except for to take care of me, right? Forgiveness heals. Forgiveness is part of that healing process. So I have to forgive, it's in me, to forgive, and then to try to be forgiven for things that I may have done. I think about when I started this journey on the way that I actually came all the way through it, y'all. I had that whole process, with the Hebrew Israelite information. I didn't go to the camps now. Mind you, I was not a camper, and I wasn't dealing with those men like that. I could see. I would watch some of their videos, and I could see how they were stuck on. I'm going to be nice today, okay? I could see it, though. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't have to be a part of the Hebrew Israelite to understand what they were teaching, right? And then to find that, some of their teachings, of course, as church, incorrect. And like I even say, even in the spiritual realm, y'all, this is a religion. I don't partake in all of that because y'all got too many laws, too many rules and regulations. I want to learn the universal laws, the universal rules, the laws of Mayat, the things that matter, not man's laws on how they feel things should be done, right? I am a natural healer. I am a natural shaman. It is in my blood. It is in my DNA. It is in my DEA. It is in me from the very beginning of time all the way up until now. The legions of ancestors that I have had are in me. Just like the legions of ancestors that you have had are in you. And yes, I will always use that word legion, even though in the Bible they gave legion a bad name, right? Because Jesus had to cast out those spirits out of the unclean spirits out of the men, and they went into the Bay of Pigs. And if you understood what I was saying, it was a joke. The Bay of Pigs. Richard Nixon. Okay. All right. So anyway, was that Kennedy? I don't even remember. But the Bay of Pigs, y'all know, it was a political thing. But in the Bible, of course, he cast out those demons, those spirits out of the man, and they went into the pigs, and the pigs jumped over the cliff into the ocean to their death, if I'm correct, right? All right, so anyway, we're not going to waste 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes on me just rambling on, because I gotta do this, right? And I don't want it to be too long today. I'm really just going to address what I need to address about forgiveness. So, the song that I channeled for this particular part of the message is Lauryn Hill. That's my girl, y'all. Sade is like number one. You ask me who's your favorites, Sade's gonna be the first one. Lauryn Hill's gonna be the second one. Do you understand me? Okay. And she has a song that she did in 1998. Father, forgive them. So let's read these words, these lyrics. I could sing it for you if y'all want me to, but like I said before, I'm not much of a singer. But and it says, Father, it says, forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. Although them again, we will never, never, never trust. Did you hear what I said? Although them again, we will never, never, never trust. And then she says, who. Them know what them do. So she kind of uses like, you know, the reggae lingo, you know, the Rastafarian lingo in this song. Okay, so them know what them do, which means they know what they do. They don't know what they do. Okay, Father, forgive us our trespasses. Them know what them do. Yeah, they know what they do. Dig out your ye while I'm sticking like glue. What? Fling skin grin while them plotting for you. True. Okay, she is literally saying that the people that trespassed against us, so in my case, who's trespassed against me? Do I have to say it again? Mother, father, sisters, 4 sisters. My mother, who birthed me out of her water womb. My father. My 4 sisters. The whole community of Kansas City, Missouri. Arkansas. Kansas. Chicago, Illinois. Michigan. Texas. And wherever else those that worked with those people that I mentioned may reside. They know what they did. Not one has come and tried to apologize. But yet they keep on gang stalking me, keep on wanting me to let them know what I'm doing out here in my social media. Okay? So them know what them do, right? While them plotting for you. True, right? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Me, I tell you, them know. Them none know. Okay? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. For real, them have no clue. Okay? Beware the false motives of others. This is where I was really getting, because I sing this part all the time. Beware the false motives of others. Be careful of those who pretend to be brothers. And you never suppose it's those who are closest to you. They say all the right things to gain their position. Then use your kindness as their only mission, as their ammunition. Excuse me. I've always been saying as their only mission. Ammunition. To shoot you down in the name of ambition, they do. Ooh. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. She says, why every Indian want to be the chief? Feed a man till he full and he still want beef. Give me grief. Try to teeth off my peace. Meaning you're stealing. What? Why for you to increase, I must decrease. So, oh, man, if she ain't saying exactly what's going on in my world. You steal from me, from my inheritance, so that I can live in lack. I can live in poverty. I can struggle, toil, and labor. Can't keep a job because y'all calling them and telling them shit that ain't true, causing them to fire me. or whatever, or you're putting spells out there. Y'all was doing all kinds of manner of evil and can't even say I'm sorry, but you want me to apologize to you for doing absolutely nothing to you. How dare you? So let's go on. So again, I'm going to repeat that. Why for you to increase, I must decrease. If I treat you kindly, does it mean that I'm weak? You hear me speak and think I won't take it to the streets? Yeah, I know enough cats that don't turn the other cheek. But I try to keep it civilized, like Menelik and other African czars observing stars with war scars. Get yours in this capitalistic system. So many caught or got bought, you can't list them. How you gonna idolize the missing? To survive is to stay alive in the face of opposition. Even when they come in gunning, I stand position. Now know the mission since conception. Let's free the people from deception. If you're looking for the answers, then you gotta ask the questions, huh? And then I let go, my voices echo through the ghetto. Sick of men trying to pull strings like Geppetto. Why black people always be the ones to settle? March through these streets like Soweto, like Cain and Abel, Caesar and Brutus, Jesus and Judas, backstabbers do this. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. It took me a little while to discover wolves in sheep's coats who pretend to be lovers. But now I know. Men who lack conscience will even lie to themselves. To themselves, which is what y'all been doing, right? Y'all lack so much conscience, y'all don't want to apologize for what you did. You want to keep on trying to keep on doing it. Because you don't like to see me actually keep on thriving and surviving out here. So you lack conscience, but you're still in church on Sunday morning. This Sunday morning, particularly, calling on the name of Jesus. Don't believe in him at all. All right. So it took me a little while to discover wolves in sheep's coats who pretend to be lovers. Men who lack conscience will even lie to themselves. A friend once said, and I found to be true, that everyday people, they lie to God too. So what makes you think that they won't lie to you? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. She goes on with that hook. Now we're going to go on down. One like them love while them rip you to shreds. Trample upon your heart and leave you for dead. Okay? The way she say, I say it. Okay? Them a young friend who you depend upon from way back when. It's like the blind lead the blind today. But if you give them your back, then you must meet your end. Them done know what them do. Them done know what them do. Who's gonna be the one? Them done know, them done know, them done know, them done gonna be the one. Forgive them, Father. Alright, and she goes on, forgive them, Father, forgive. What do you think? It just happened, like things just be going on, and then like 24/7 you think about the girl and stuff like that. And then you be like, if you do something wrong, you be like, oh, do she hate me? Like you want to know what they're thinking and stuff like that. So what she feels is important to you, right? Huh? Why? Because I want her to still love me, but but you know, but I know she still like me because you know a little eye contact. What? I think they put another song in there. I don't remember all this, but anyway, y'all get the gist of the song. If I gotta go back, she talked about the different couples that betrayed the different dynamics of people, one person betraying another person, Cain and Abel, Caesar and Brutus, Jesus and Judas. Backstabbers do this. The other song that you all know is the one where they talk about them backstabbers. Backstabbers, they smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Them backstabbers. Backstabbers. Y'all know that one too, right? When I'm about forgiveness today, I just want y'all to reflect on what you did, what you didn't think you were being seen doing. You taught me that God sees everything because God is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, right? God is everywhere, right? So God is always watching. Well, if God is in me, yeah, God is always watching because God is always seeing through my eyes, right? God is experiencing through my actions, which would mean that God is seeing through your eyes and through your actions what you've been doing behind closed doors and then getting up and preaching in church on Sunday about. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But did you not know? See, there was a bug. He wanna be in on the show. I didn't set out to hurt people. I may have done some things, but like I said before, I went on an atonement journey, and I contacted people, and I asked for forgiveness. I went through and started trying to pay people debts back. I still got maybe a little bit of work to do, and I know it's coming because, see, I know it's coming. And I'll pay people back even if they were part of. They'll get their pay, okay? But not a penny more. See, I realized my ancestors in divine told me, no, you're not going to have empathy on these people because they have to have their karma. So when I did that whole little spiel and said that I have not closed any of the channels, and so if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. Please, by all means, but reach out to me with a sincere apology first, because if you're thinking you're getting something from me, you're not. They told me no. They told me no, y'all. They literally said when it comes, and it is going to come, you are not to help those people because they must go through the fire just like you did. So all this time while y'all were sitting up there plotting and planning and doing all against me, all men are against me and calling me out my name, calling me everything but a child of God. I mean, I'm sure there was all kinds of names. I mean, I've heard some names that have been called to me. I told you my Akashic records is open. Even if I can't remember my dreams when I wake up, my tarot family, the ones that y'all did not want me to watch, they be on point. I'm just saying. And I know what's for me and what's not for me. I'm able to pick that out because, God damn it, I am Nancy Drew. Loved me some Nancy Drew. Loved me some mysteries. Love to figure out a mystery. Love to put puzzle pieces together. Love to try to figure out a puzzle. It's a love. Give me a challenging puzzle and I will sit there and figure that shit out. My father and I remember those were some of the things that I did love, in that household as I was growing up. Even if I was on a punishment, is when my dad would buy me those big 3,000 piece puzzles. My sisters would be like, oh, we want puzzle. And they may put a little corner together, but then they lost interest and didn't want to touch it again. And in the summer, when my dad would buy these puzzles for me, he'd sit it at the table and I would go to work summer putting puzzle. And by the time he came home, I done didn't have the damn puzzle. He would sit down with me sometimes and work on the puzzle with me, showing me how to, his thing was you gotta, I'm sorry y'all, I gotta fix myself. His thing was you need to do your sides and your corners first. You need to put your border together first, and then you work on the inside of the puzzle. But do your outside first. So we would literally sit there, and once we opened up the puzzle, before we would even start putting down a piece and trying to find a piece to match to that piece to connect, right? We would go through and we would separate the pieces. So anything that was a flat side, we knew was for the border, right? Around the edges, right? So we had that over in pile. And then we put all the others in the other piles, stuff like that. And that's how we worked the puzzle. We would do the border first, and then we would work on towards the inside. And I would sit there, and he'd be at work, and I would sit there with that puzzle. I'm telling you, and he'd come back home and be like, you did a lot today on that puzzle. And yes, sir. The other thing that he did for the summer, would take us to the library. I tried to tell him, that just made me want to read. That just made me want to learn. That just made me want to study. But I love mysteries. So when I say I was the happiest as a lark when I asked one year for Christmas for the Nancy Drew book set, and I got that book set, and I sat there and I read those books within, a week? Nancy Drew. I was loving Nancy Drew, y'all. I was a Nancy Drew mystery fan. And the Hardy Boys, too. Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, too. But Nancy Drew, that was my girl. Okay? So, yeah, I was able to put puzzle pieces together. And so as we understand what's going on, and I don't know why I went off on a tangent like that, because I don't even smoke that. Okay, so, but my mind is always constantly, it's a lot going on in this head. It's a lot going on here. So, let's see. So, we know how I was saying how you may have called me out my name and all kinds of things like that, but I still got to forgive you, right? And I had to figure out some of the stuff. Some things the source's spirit is still trying to keep me shielded from, because spirit is like, we don't want you to. You could go one of three ways with this. You could just be unfazed completely, which is where we want you to be. We want you to just stay unfazed, don't worry about the stuff. We got this under control. You call down judgment, and you're still trying to show empathy. You're still trying to show love to these people who didn't love you at all. And that, people, is how I'm ascending. Because regardless of what I have found out, what I have heard, and I don't even know, I've questioned my intuition. I've questioned myself. Because I don't know, but I know I've called from as above, so below. I called on judgment, and I called on as within, so without, right? Bring it to the forefront. And let the chips fall where they may. I'm being told the chips ain't falling over here on me. The chips is falling everywhere else. So again, I'm asking, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I'm going to let y'all know that I forgive you. I've got to heal so I can move forward in life in peace and prosperity, happiness, tranquility, joy, love. I cannot wait till the moment that my divine masculine and I, my emperor and this empress, can get together in divine union as it was written, so that we can begin the work that we have for the divine to do. Y'all probably trying to figure out who my divine masculine is. I may or may not know been saying. You see when you see. And that's all I'm going to say. Because, see, I know that there are people out there that still want to try to bring harm to that divine union because they don't want these two powerful souls to come together. Put these two powerful souls together, you got a goddamn problem on your hands. And I'm already a fucking nuisance, right? So, you put this nuisance with her divine counterpart, they got to be a nuisance too. We can't have them spreading love across this land. We can't have them waking the masses up to the atrocities that have been done to them. We can't have them helping wake the masses up to the fact that if they stopped doing and putting into their energy so much into this government, we could pull this down. We don't want them to get together so that they can teach people about love and then go around and try to have different things that's going to help feed the nation. That's going to help house those that may be out on the streets. I got all kinds of things going on in my head and I can't even say them out loud because if I do, somebody may want to try to take it for their own. Or sabotage me. Keep me from being able to go forward with it, right? So I can't even tell y'all what my plans, what you know. But I know one thing that has been on me for the last 3 years is the Spirit has been telling me, write the vision and make it plain. They know what my vision is. Write the vision. Make it plain. They love it. Every last bit and piece of my vision. The Most High, Mother and Father put their stamp of approval all over it. And for every other time that I have come through here, or my ancestors have come through here and they've tried to do the same exact thing, people come at them because they don't want folks to actually understand that love is the highest vibration. They want people to continue to remain asleep, working 9 to 5, toil and labor, and never really getting anywhere in life unless you're an elite. They want people to continue to be greedy and jealous and envious of each other and fighting at each other and pulling at each other's throats and everything else. They want everybody to continue in these manners. Religion brought about division. Religion brought about division. Like I said earlier, Yeshua wasn't saying, walking around talking about I'm a Jew, I'm a Christian, I'm a Gentile, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a monk, or whatever. He literally was talking about love. And what y'all don't understand is that he was actually teaching his disciples how to ascend. He even taught my grandmother, Mary Magdalene, his wife, how to ascend. Forgiveness is key, y'all. So I forgive you again. I'm going to say it. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to sleep good at night knowing that I did once again the obedient thing and followed the command of my Most High Mother and Father and came and did a public announcement to the people that I forgive you. And if there's anybody out there that feels I have wronged them, I'm asking sincerely, please forgive me. Especially since I don't actually know what I have done. Because I've never set out to hurt anyone. However, I have done things, and like I said, I went through my atonement and I asked for forgiveness from those that I have hurt. I paid back those that I owed money to then those that I don't, I'm going to do. It'll get there. But see, the sincerity of it all, and that is what the Most High saw in me. That what I was taught, Father and Mother, thank you, because y'all did teach me to be all about humility, to be all about love, to show love and to give respect and get respect. Y'all taught me all that. Y'all taught me the basics. And then you gave me a good foundation with the word. Just kind of left out a whole lot of information that would have changed my view on the word. But still, the word is good because it does try to show people how to have a moral aptitude. But see, the problem is that people have not recognized that what they're doing is literally living off the back of Yeshua. And everybody has placed their sins on him. You can't do that, y'all. He can't die for your sins. You gotta take care of your own. You committed those sins, not him. He can't die for your sins, y'all. And he didn't die. But okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to go there yet. But just to let you know, think about it. People fake their death all the time. Tupac walking around here right now. Death was faked. I believe there's a few others out there that you think they did, but they wasn't dead. They ain't dead. They just got taken underground. Protected from those that were wishing to take them out. Because they were speaking truth. Because they said no to the system. Even if they was out there in the spotlight, like Tupac, Aaliyah, the most recent one, Angie Stone, but we know she's gone. She has spoken to me in the spirit realm. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, they've all showed up and they all want me to tell their story. Prince, the music be musicking. I'm sorry, excuse me. They come a talking. Michael been hanging out with me for months now. He can't wait for me to get his story all the way out. And I love hanging out with him. Michael, that's my boy. I would say he would be number 3. Sade, Lauryn Hill, and Michael. Right? And it's funny because y'all can go ahead and call me crazy. I don't care what you say. I hear them talking to me. And it's just, because of the simple fact that I don't understand the original languages, right? So yeah, they talk to me like I'm talking right now because that's how I have to hear it in order to understand what's being said. And then sometimes I do get that other language, and when I start speaking that, my daughter be like, what was you just saying? And then I have to translate to her what was just said. So yeah, I'd rather we just go ahead and we just gonna talk it out like this, y'all. Family be knowing it too. Family be knowing it. The family be knowing it. Okay? And, yeah. Me and Mike be hanging out. He cracks me up. But one day, I was listening and I got a message from, I want to say my YouTube music. I want to say it was YouTube. It might have been YouTube music or something. They sent me this thing talking about you are like the number 1 person listening to Michael Jackson. You are top. You are number 1 on who listens to Michael Jackson. Like, what? It's on YouTube. And I was cracking up about it. And at the funny time that it popped up, I was actually listening to a Michael song. Well, let me tell you what happened in that. And this is not about the forgiveness, but this is just something funny. So I'm listening to Michael Jackson, and I'm like, Michael, we be hanging out, and all of a sudden I hear this. And the next song comes on was a Prince song. And Prince, loud as day, said, I'm here too. And him and Michael went back and forth talking about the girl is mine. The girl is mine. No, the girl is mine. She gonna talk about me first. And Prince said, no, she gonna talk about me first. And Michael's like, no. And then King David came in and said, she gonna talk about me first. I'm telling y'all, I be loving it. I be loving it. King David came in talking about, she gonna talk about me first. So he shut that all the way down, y'all. And I was like, wow, okay. And I get that, y'all. Well, as I said, it's a legion. It's a legion. But anyway, I mentioned that. Oh, Tennessee, Memphis. Okay. Yeah. Church of God in Christ. I forgive y'all. There were some things that I had wrote down about these lessons. Family, wolves in sheep's clothing. These were the downloads, and I just get crabs in a barrel. I think I've talked about the crabs in the barrel. Fake smiles, fake love, deceitful, liars, thieves, manipulative, controlling. Oh my goodness, the manipulation and the control, the abuses of power, greedy and selfish. These are all not good qualities, but yet these qualities have come out in people that I must now forgive. When I came home the last time in November, everybody was asking me, when y'all coming back home? I remember I went already knowing some things. Had already been opened up to some of the Akashic records and some of the information, and so I already knew that I was going home to people that had been stealing from me. I already knew it, y'all, when I came home, and I still did what? I showed love. I went around hugging everybody at that dinner for my father's birthday. Everybody that I could, other than those elite ones that were there. I don't know them, the bishop and I know them from the church meetings from when I was growing up, but I ain't seen them people in years. Okay, I don't like going to the church. I didn't like going to them meetings. Okay, them big church meetings, I didn't like going to them. So I didn't bother going and speaking to them, because I could already tell you that I already knew when my grandfather spirit told me that I was walking into a den of thieves and vipers. And he said, take a good look around that room when you're there. Because when it's all said and done, is what he told me. He said, all those people that you saw in that room, you and maybe just a few others are going to be the last ones standing. And that hurt, because that room was full of people. And I went around hugging all these people, and I'm just like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And as I sit here and I think about that, I'm going to write this one down, because, yeah, it's another one. So, I was like, they asked me, when are y'all coming home? And my question to those folks that asked that, I just said, I don't know, maybe we'll come home. It depends. I was looking, if I might come home if the person that I was thinking was my divine counterpart, who turned out not to be it. He was a fake. And thank goodness for that, because they did that on purpose. They had to, trick me too. Because in order to trick me, they had to trick me so that I could trick you. See? Because when you found out the name of that person that I had invited to the dinner, and y'all thought he was my divine, y'all went to working. And he didn't show up, right? He didn't come to the dinner. I saw him later that night, but he didn't come, right? And then, we went through our couple of months trying to figure things out after I left. And now I'm not messing with him anymore, because he wasn't ready. So he wasn't it. He was fake. He was a fake. He was a fraud. He was a phony. Not that he's a bad person like that, but they made it like that. It was written that I would be fooled by one to protect the real one. I'm sorry. I love my family. My ancestors. Smarter than a whip. Smarter than a whip. And they were protecting me to protect him as well as me. So go ahead and tell me that it's this person over here and have me thinking it's this guy over here. I had to handle that and close that out, right? That was one of those chapters that I needed to close out. It wasn't all the way closed. That was the thing. So they let it be that I was thinking he was my divine masculine because I needed to go back and close that out and clear out that mess so that I could be open, ready to heal, get into this isolation that I've been in for months now, heal so that my divine counterpart can come in, my prosperity can come in, and we drive off in the sunset, happy-go-lucky, making money, traveling and whatever we're going to be doing, working for the divine, together, for the kingdom, the new earth, which we are leaders of. Yes, chosen ones. We are the leaders of the new earth. These people that y'all keep on following out here in this government, this corporation. They're not the leaders, y'all. Look at your chosen ones, the ones that you have shunned, the ones that you have bruised and neglected. What did they say? He was bruised for our iniquities. By his stripes we are healed. Well, I had stripes on my back. I've had stripes on my legs. I got religion beat into me, right? You ask for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And I be damn, my daughter go to sleep in church. She need a whoop. And still going on through life, not knowing that these people that claim they love me actually have been doing all kinds of black magic and having black magic done on me, and voodoo spells and voodoo dolls and all that kind of manner of stuff. Are y'all serious right now? I still don't understand it, but I forgive you. And you don't have to worry about me ever being one to retaliate, because I understand the laws of the universe. I understand what the Bible even says about you reap what you sow. You didn't believe that? You didn't believe what you were teaching, that God watches everything, God sees everything you do? And you didn't believe that your fat makes greasy, and that you would one day come across the fact that you would then have to pay for your actions. Ancestors told me, nah, you ain't helping nobody. Because were they there for you? Were they really there for you? You can forgive them because you need to be able to heal and move on, move forward in life. But I'm going to tell you now, even though they blood family, you don't have to do anything with them. You don't have to have anything to do with them at all. We would prefer you not. Keep your sanity and your peace of mind. I hate to say it, but, you know, I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to tell you, okay? Call me when somebody die. I'm sorry. I don't even like coming to funerals anymore. I don't like coming to funerals. But that's when you'll see me. To call me when somebody passed away. And I'll make it home. Show them their respect. Even if it was one of them that didn't give me none. Whether it be my father and mother, my sisters, aunt, uncle, cousins, friend. If I can make it, I'll be there. I forgive you. I don't want anybody going to their deathbed because some of y'all getting ready to go. I'm letting you know death already told me. He taking you out because you tried to take me out. You're only going to get your comeuppance. So whatever seeds you sowed in this life is what's going to make or break what you do, what you get. And the most ultimate of betrayals is trying to take somebody's life. Trying to take somebody's soul out of, remove somebody's soul from their body without them being able to ascend. Because you didn't want me to ascend. All the while you talking about when Jesus comes back, the church doors is going to be closed. And y'all that ain't right, y'all going to be waiting and looking for the church doors to be open. And ain't nobody going to be there to open up the doors. Because we going to be gone. Are you? Because Jesus ain't coming back for a blemished house, right? He's coming back for what? That's what y'all taught. I already know the answers to this, so I already know that I've ascended a house without a spot or wrinkle. He coming for a clean house, a pure house, right? Yahshua. Coming for a pure house, clean house. What seeds did you sow in this life? What seeds did you sow in this life? So when they asked me when y'all coming home, my question was, when I was home, you still showed me you really didn't care about me, right? I didn't get phone calls, but then I would get, why don't you call me? Why don't you call me? Phone go two ways. I can call you just as much as you can call me, right? You want me to talk to you, why don't you call me? Why don't you check and see how I'm doing? Why do I gotta be the one? Why do I gotta put myself out there and pleasure please everybody and make sure everybody feeling comfortable? Why it gotta be me? Why can't it be you? Why can't you be the first person to say, hey, look? Why I gotta be the first person to apologize? I had to ask that question to myself even. But again, I gave myself the answer. We gave me the answer, ancestors and I. Just because we want you to heal so you can move on with your life. They gonna have to deal with their karma. You about to get your dharma, which is the opposite of the bad karma. It's the good karma. Because you sowed your seeds. And you're still being obedient. Even when you're having your days, you be having your rough days. You still get out there and you still try to be obedient. You might take a minute to get out there, but when we get to pushing on you, girl, what you doing? You get on out there and you push through. And we know you, Sharana Leanne Warren. We know you. So we also know that you will get to that place where you're going to be so consistent that you're going to be rocking them out. Boom, 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 boom. And ain't nobody going to be able to complain. No red bugs. Bloodsuckers. So I was asking, when I was home, you still showed me you really didn't care. Nobody called, all that stuff, no jazz. I have to be the one to reach out first. I said that, right? Or I have to go to the church and be in the church setting in order to be able to see anybody in that way. If I want to find out information about my family, I guess I got to be at church. We don't have cell phones anymore that be attached to our hips, right? Okay. And then, of course, if you remember the example that I gave you about my mother and my sisters not calling me to tell me that my father was having issues and he was in the hospital. He had to have a surgery on his toe, you know. Daddy's diabetic. And diabetes didn't take care of him. Diabetes did what diabetes do, right? He had to lose a couple of toes, y'all. And when I found out through my auntie, who knew, and all my sisters knew. Everybody knew but me. And my mama played on my cap when I called her and was like, hey, what's up, what's going on? She was just, oh, how you doing? And it just really irked me because I'm like, what you mean? Come on now. What? You playing on my cap. So I went off. And do I feel sorry for that? Yes. So mother, please forgive me for disrespecting you if you feel I disrespected you. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I tried to call you the other day, mother. And your phone went straight to voicemail. And last time I talked to my father, I went off on him because, I was upset about some things. I'm sorry about that, Father. Please forgive me, both of you. If you don't, I understand. I did my job. And I'm sincere about it. Do I like going off on my parents? No. And do I like going off, period? No. I'm still learning. It's baby steps. I'm still healing. Healing is a process. It doesn't stop. Because people continually want to hurt you. And you continually have to heal. Especially when you're a healer. I can't heal nobody unless I'm healed, right? Or at least in a good place of healing. So I'm sorry. If you felt that I disrespected you, my mother and father, for the last times that I actually spoke to you, that we didn't have a good conversation. I still feel like you played on my cap, but if you don't want to apologize, you don't apologize. I'm not asking for you to. But I do ask that you would please just reflect on your actions. Think about all your actions that you've done since the beginning, since my birth, since my conception, I guess. Wasn't so nice up in the womb for you either. You weren't so nice to me. Grandmother told me that. So, yeah. So, like I said, the last one to hear information. People are always telling me I'm so emotional. So yeah, I wonder why. Let's explore that, right? We just explored why I would be emotional. I don't want anyone to suffer the fate and karma that is going to be due them for what they have done. I don't wish that upon anybody. But I don't have any say-so. I'm about to ground my feeties. Put them on the grass here. Get them grounded. Right? I don't want anybody to suffer that fate or that karma, but you reap what you sow. And so that means you are going to have to go through whatever the Most High deems is a worthy enough punishment, lesson to be taught, or whatever, to get you to a humble state. Because you're not humble if you can't even apologize and take accountability for your actions like I just did. To Tommy, right? The one who I did believe was to be my divine counterpart. I forgive you. Once again. Just maybe our relationship just was never going to be. It wasn't going to be. So I forgive you. I ask you forgive me if I've hurt you for leaving you and for letting you go so easily this time around. See, the first time it was you. This time it was me that let you go. And if it hurt you, I do apologize. So please forgive me. And to the one that I came down here to New Mexico with, Anthony Roberts. Anthony, I forgive you. That was just my confirmation, if you heard my phone, that I've done my job. And I feel lighter. And I hope that Anthony can forgive me for any pain that I caused him in our relationship, especially the things that I did in retaliation for how he treated me. I hope that he can forgive me. Please forgive me, sir. Y'all don't have to call me and tell me that you forgive me. If you forgive me, forgive me. If you don't, like I said, it's up to you. I did my job. We just got confirmation that all is good in my world. So, I'm admonishing all the chosen ones that live in these particular states. These states are actually Wakanda. I got that download when I was doing this. These states are actually Wakanda, okay? All of them collectively. Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Texas, Indiana, Ohio, I want to say there's others, I think, but those are the ones. I believe that one of the things that I have been privy to understand is about to be revealed soon. I'm still trying to put puzzle pieces together, and when I really tap in, it's going to be wonderful. But I'm going to admonish those that are chosen. There's a tarot reader I listen to, Moon Goddess. If you ever hear this, come up out of Missouri. See, I'm going to say, come up out of her, my people. I wrote this down on the side. Come up out of her, my people. If you are chosen, come out of misery. Misery, for Missouri, because misery loves company. Witches, warlocks, masons, eastern stars, government offices, government systems, the churches, the synagogues, the judicial system, the sheriffs and the police offices. They are all triangulating the energy of the earth angels that are in these states. Whether it is the whole state or just a portion of the state, Kansas City, something. So come up out of them. All of these are involved in the experiment of some earth angels that were placed in these areas. The military, all of it. They did an experiment, and their experiment, from what I'm gathering of the information, their experiment was based upon religion, y'all. So if you're like me and you was put into a religious aspect, a religious family, and it was tough, that was part of the experiment. See, a lot of people fail with that experiment, right? They didn't make it. But hello, how you doing? You might win some, but you just lost one. You might win some, but you just lost one. You might win some, but you just lost one. Hello. I'm still out here. And guess what? I'm not going nowhere. Divine said, it is over. It is done. Let it go. Stop what you're doing, because all you're doing is fighting against the Most High. And when you fight against the Most High, it adds stuff to your sentence. So stop already. Let me be free. Okay? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. What them do, they know not what them do. Happy Easter, y'all. If you want me to say that to you. But I'm going to tell you like this. I've been saying Happy Inanna Rising Day, because Inanna has arisen. She has ascended from the depths of the underworld, since y'all want to put me under. Make me a fallen. We all have fallen. We all have sinned and fallen short. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Lord, right? We all are fallen. We fell from our highest frequencies. We are no longer at our highest potential, our highest capacity. We are ascending back up to that level. And as the morning star, I ascend too, so that I can bring the truth to the world and heal. And in the words of Michael, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying to care enough for the living. Make a better place for you and for me. For you and for me. Thanks, Michael. Told y'all, he always here. He was like, you gonna put that in there. I was like, yes, sir. Okay, but I got another message that has to do with that. And Whitney. And Prince. Okay? And it's coming. But anyway, I'm going to go now at 1:11:19. 111. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I love you all. And I forgive you. I hope that you can forgive me too. And I pray that the Father has mercy where he deems mercy. And the mother too, because she's the one who's going to tell the Father who to give mercy to. She's the one who never know. No, you give mercy to that one, because Father can be very wrathful. He can be very wrathful. So, mother's the one that kind of calms that beast. Nah, baby. You gotta have a little love, a little tenderness. Try a little tenderness. All right, y'all. I'll keep on going. So, I love y'all with the love of the divine. Thank you for stopping in. Have a wonderful day.